Hi, this is Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I'm here with my friends from AllFreeKnitting.com to talk to you about a method of increasing stitches. And that is called KFB, or knitting into the front and back of a stitch. So first, you will knit into the front of a stitch as you normally would, but without removing the stitch from the needle. You will then insert your knitting needle in the opposite direction of the left-hand needle into the back of the loop and knit into the back of that loop, and thus we have increased 2 stitches into that stitch. I'm going to knit a normal stitch to then move on and show you how to do this again. So first you knit into the front of the stitch as you normally would, but do not take the stitch off the needle. You insert your needle into the back of the stitch you're knitting into, wrap the yarn around, and knit into that stitch. So again, we knit the first stitch like one would normally, insert your needle into the back of the stitch, wrap the yarn around, and pull it through. So you can see we're increasing these stitches without leaving a hole like you might see if you used yarn overs. So you knit into the front of the stitch, stick the needle through the back, knit into the back of the stitch. I'm going to slow this one down a lot. So I'm going to knit as one normally would by inserting your needle through the front of the stitch. And now I'm going to insert the needle through the back of the stitch, wrap the yarn around, and knit a second stitch. So knitting into the front of the stitch, you're putting the needles through the stitch in the same direction. And then when you're knitting into the back of the stitch, you're putting your needle through the opposite way and knitting that stitch. So here we'll knit into the front of the stitch, stick the needle through the back, knit into the back of the stitch. Knit into the front of the stitch, stick the needle through the back, the yarn around, and we're knitting into the back of the stitch. And so I hope that this tutorial has taught you how to knit into the front and the back of a stitch. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and this video was brought to you by AllFreeKnitting.com.